newspapers this morning, and of course we already joined by two gentlemen in the studio. One, a human rights defender, Amadou Tante, who is the chair of Conscience Africaine, an NGO operating in the littoral and the northwest regions of Cameroon. Amadou Tante, good morning and welcome.
Once more, good morning, Mr. Alasha, and at least I'm delighted to be one of the guests on your program this morning once again.
You're just coming back from the northwest region, precisely from Gokitunja division, where you went for some fact-finding, a fact-finding mission on the situation of human rights in that division of the northwest region. How is the situation on DOP?
Well, Mr. Alasha, permit me to say that the situation in DOP remains very, I can say, unclear, because the things continue to be in a very funny way, because most of the activities in these areas are not, things are not functioning normally because of the presence of the separatists and the defense and security forces all over the places. And you can realize that of recent, the rates of human rights abuses, especially by the separatists, they has increased compared to rate of human rights violation by the military of recent, because sometimes most of the violations were done by the military. But of recent, I've noticed that there are a lot of abuses going on on the side of the separatists along the line, because you have separatists everywhere. Even along the road side, you are being blocked by separatists asking you to give them just to their support or whatsoever. Even though I've not noticed them obliging or forcing somebody to contribute to whatsoever they are doing. But when you are passing by, they stop the vehicle and ask you to give your own little contribution. You can chip in for them, but they don't force you to do so. So you only do so by your will. If you don't do so, they allow you to go. But they are all over, right from Gokutunja, as Bamenda, going through Gokutunja and in Kumbo. So a lot of things are still going on the ground.
And the day you were leaving DOP, that's the day that some separatists were reportedly killed by military. Their corpse displayed by the senior divisional officer and the Ngokutunja administration at the level of Total in DOP.
Yeah, absolutely. By the time I left DOP, the corpse of 3 persons were lying at the Total filling station. Let me say formal Total, because since it's no longer operating.
The administration of Ngokutunja says they are separatists. When you say 3 persons.
Yeah, absolutely. According to my findings, because by the time I was traveling back to Bamenda, I met the corpse of 3 persons lying at the Total and DOP. So I was forced to drop at Bamison, where the 3 persons were alleged to be killed. According to the information I gathered on the ground, I was clearly informed by inhabitants of this area that one of them, the dreaded separatist leader, General Sagon, was killed on the hill after almost about 2 hours intense shooting with the military. Meanwhile, our source of information gave us information that among the other 2 persons, one of them was a separatist fighter, and another one was a bike rider who had carried a separatist fighter and was plying the road along Bamsing. And when they wanted to shoot the separatists, the military shot along with the bike rider.
So the one person died, it was a collateral damage.
According to the information we got on the ground, so we cannot confirm it independently for now, but we are still trying to get more information in regards to that. So that, apart from that, there was equally in another area along the Babungo Babi Seaway, there was equally another serious shooting that same day between the defense and security forces and the separatists. And I was equally informed that one of the separatists was killed, another one injured. But you cannot say, it's sometimes almost very difficult for you to give facts on what actually happened, on the casualty recorded by the military, because the military always, they are very sophisticated. They have very sophisticated weapons. It's very difficult for the separatists to withstand them. Sometimes when the military have any casualty, they always do everything possible to make sure their casualties are evacuated as soon as possible. So that's why we can't even say whether there was separatist casualty. But for something that happened about 2 hours ago, about 2 hours consistent.
So how is life in Gokutunja? People living, going about their normal activities unperturbed. Can people really live a kind of normal life they used to live before?
Of course, that's not possible. People cannot live a normal life like
let's compare to how their rights were being violated. In the past years, like 2-3 years ago. They say things have improved now. People are no longer being forced. The rates of violation on the side of military has dropped. They no longer harass the citizens. The citizens are going about their jobs. So I just want you to paint a picture of how Ndop looks like now. Well,
let me say that as time goes on, I think a lot of things are happening, improving positively. Because the situation as it was 2 years ago back, you cannot compare to what we have having today. First of all, as I keep saying that, first of all, the civilian population has now understood what war is all about. The military on their side, most of them have never been to a war front. At the beginning, most of them never even knew what war was all about. They went about killing civilians randomly and burning houses, even same as the separatists. But along the line, both the military and the separatists have realized that their forces is the population. So they know very well that if they continue targeting the population, then the population cannot collaborate with them for them to effectively go about carry out their own activities. But there's a lot of things still going on, like the issue of lockdown. Separatist fighters were killed, a leader was killed in Bamenda some about a month ago, and they declared Thursday for 4 consecutive Thursday for a month. I said that every Thursday for 1 month will be a public, it will be a lockdown, including the usual Monday lockdown for the past 4 weeks. I think it's this Thursday tomorrow that down in Bamenda. You cannot go to the northwest, this area is the northwest region. We are on Thursday. So so normally last week I was supposed to travel to Bamenda by Tuesday or Wednesday, but unfortunately Wednesday was a lockdown because of first May, and Thursday was still a lockdown in Bamenda, and Monday was still a lockdown. It means that for the last week the people had only 2 days per week. So you can understand what's happening. So a lot of people, things are going on. People cannot go about their normal